we're here, guys. Finally,
Boys to Four Men.
Boys to Four Men.
Yeah.
So wherever you're tuning from, finally, this is our first podcast. We're very much excited. I'm here with my brothers, so we'll just do an introduction. Full of energy, young men.
Yeah.
So I'll start with my step brother from a different mother.
Brother, don't call me you. I'm not your brother.
You're my step brother.
I even don't want to be your step brother. I don't want anything to do with you. Anyway, they call me Matthew Christian Matthew.
And they call me Charles Ikedowa.
Yeah.
They call me Emmanuel, aka General Zod.
My name is Leon, or you can call me Leo.
Yeah, Leo. The week so far. How is your week going, by the way?
My week is good. Good news. Finally, my loan has already been approved.
Oh my God! Wow!
December 1st.
The problem is, however much your loan is going to be approved, or rather has been approved, you still have Fuliza.
It's okay.
Leo, I'm a bit lost here. I mean, why do you need
A loan.
Why do you need a loan?
Why do I need a loan? You know, even big corporates have loans. So that tells you a lot.
But you're actually taking this loan for Xmas, for December.
Part of it is for December. Actually, it is for December. Because it's a very long.
I will pay anything to see your proposal. I'll pay anything to see your proposal.
You see, when you're applying a loan, because right now with mobile banking, everything is very easy. But now when you're using the mobile the mobile banking platform on your phone, you specify why you need that kind of amount. So for me, it's always home shopping. Yeah.
So you'll take a loan to go and do your home shopping?
Yeah. What reason will you give alcohol?
I think it's the
Okay,
dumbest.
tell us.
It's actually the
tell
dumbest
us. It's
idea.
okay, but at the end of the day, the main thing you have is just getting the money. How you get the money is not your problem. So tell me, it's Matt requesting that loan. Specify the reason for the loan.
I don't need one.
Huh?
Until I need one, until I want one. That's when actually you need to have a business proposal. Who's giving you a loan without
I want to have a word
with Leon?
with whoever has I leave Leo.
Whoever approved it.
I need to have a discussion with, like, what were you thinking? I mean, what's the end result? What's the end game?
Exactly.
But you need to ask me, like, how much have I borrowed? What's the problem? That's the key thing.
Okay, well,
I actually wanted to ask
It was
that
just
question,
2,000,
but
Bob.
that, oh my God. Jesus.
Sawa. That's what you plan to spend for the whole.
What's your Fuliza limit on Safaricom? Just be honest.
Me?
Yeah.
7,000.
7,000.
Yeah.
Mine is okay. 2,000, Bob.
Anyway, guys, welcome to Boys to Four Men. We're really happy to be here.
Yes.
Another episode 2. Episode.
This is episode 1.
Yeah. Episode 1. I simply said episode 2 because episode 1 was it was a mess. But we're here. We're glad to be here, and it's a very good space to be in. I really feel we're going to share lots of things that really we can talk about as men, and we can educate each other and have a fruitful conversation. Amaniaje, what do you think?
Let's just have fun. You don't need fruitful conversation. The week is already serious. Let's talk about what has been happening throughout the week.
Yeah,
I know Charles and Emmanuel, they have a lot to share. Let's talk about our plans for Christmas. There was something that was trending on paternity fraud. You see, at this time of the year, we are all aspiring to be fathers. Yes,
we are fathers.
Some of us are
fathers.
Yeah.
Some of us have problems, but we're working on it. And right now with all this paternity fraud, Charles, you might be you might be taking care of someone else's kid, which is okay if you don't know. So we'll just have a chat around that. I know you want to say something, which you'll say it. Okay, Charles, why are you smiling?
I have to smile because this paternity fraud of a thing it's been trending for a long time now.
Yeah.
And I keep asking myself this question.
Okay.
Why is it that a woman will have such a mind to keep a man in darkness?
Yeah.
You know, this time around, actually, this thing started trending because it has been happening in the past.
Uh-huh. Yes.
I've witnessed a place in Nigeria where the man woke up after 25 years and noticed that the 5 kids he have, none of them is his kids.
We actually have a saying that only a woman knows the father of her child.
Of her child. Yeah.
Something really common. It's a saying really common.
But what really would you do? Just put yourself in that situation. It's 15, 20 years later, then you come to realize that you've been taking care of kids that are not yours.
Right.
Another thing I would want, I would also want to understand is, why are ladies or women very sort of defensive when it comes to you asking for like a DNA or something?
And why ask for a DNA? I don't understand. Like for me, my own experience, I have a son.
Yeah.
And for me, the resemblance is one of the biggest things.
Oh, don't be deceived.
Listen. This is how I identify my kids.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not taking that DNA test. But there are some things the kid will pick from the dad. For example, I have very sexy eyes. Charles, you second that. Look at how Charles is looking at me. So
I'm listening to you.
Wait, do you even have a mirror?
Ask him that question.
So, do you even have a mirror at you, please?
I'll get back to the mirror. So there's some things, like if you look at my son, my son has some aspects from the mom's side.
Yeah.
And if you look at his nose, if you look at his head, and if you look at his toes, those are 100% my resemblance. So there are small things. Like for example, if you give me a kid with curly hair, I'll never allow that. That's not my kid because I don't have that kind of hair.
Yeah, but sorry, let me cut you. There's something called recessive genes. Recessive genes means that the child probably will not take your might not take everything, might take somebody else's, like your grandfather and all that. So yeah, you can have a curly hair kid.
But at least if it's the nose, like there's some things, like if you look at Matthew's kid, you'll just say that's Matthew's kid because there's that resemblance with the dad.
To play it safe, I feel like you need the DNA. If at one point you feel like you need to have one, I mean, for you to get to that stage where you think, nah, I have to do a DNA test. I feel like you need to do it.
Yes, Charles.
But if I may come in on this, do you know that most of these things that happen is because of some men? Because you got married to a woman and you are not even taking good care of her. Secondly, you might as well be taking good care of her, but you are not doing well in bed. And there is somebody out there that is performing well and also taking good care of her. So she wants you as a figurehead, that you are his husband, not just the father of the kids. And sometimes some men might think it's the woman that is the problem, and they have problem. You are not fertile. So all these things attributes to a woman having a child outside wedlock.
Sorry, I need to cut you. You can be good in bed. Depends on what you call good in bed anyway. You can be good.
It's relative.
You can. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's relative.
You can be good in bed and still be shooting blanks.
Yeah.
That's where I talked about being fertile.
Well, let me ask you: is it wrong to ask for a DNA test?
There is something Emmanuel said here.
Yeah.
He said, when you feel like there is a need for it,
When you see that,
you have to ask.
when you
For
see
me, I don't need it.
yeah,
If I look at my kid, I know it's my
that
kid.
your kid. But if you see your kid is laughing like your neighbor,
I don't have a child.
if you see your son has adopted the same laughing skills as your neighbor, that's when you start asking for these kind of things. Like for me, if the kid is not bright,
can you use resemblance as
yes,
as a
a
way
yardstick,
to even think?
I have very distinctive features,
Yeah.
if I may say so. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if I have a child, I mean, I feel like you need to take something like my color.
Uh-huh.
I have curly hair and my eyes.
Yeah.
My eyes are quite brown.
Yeah.
So I feel like
So if you get your child looks like this guy,
you're happy. Like me, that's a good looking kid. To be honest. You need to be very thankful that your kid actually looks like me. But if you find your kid looking like this guy on my right, but you see, for me, I'll never pay for a DNA. Like what I just need to do is, there are some things that you need to do, which I'll just take the kid and we just go to the market. Now that's the traditional way of conducting a DNA.
so what happens?
So when you go the kid to the market, people will start asking, "Hey, this kid looks like you." This. So the comments you will pick from the market will actually tell you more about the resemblance of the kid.
You can't do that in Nigeria.
But for me here, if you take my kid, put my kid here with me here, these are two handsome Luya men from Western
it's
Kenya.
still okay. You already have the kid.
Uh-huh.
It's 5 years into, actually 10 years into. What can you do if you find that the kid you're raising is not yours
And I was not told.
and you were not told?
Well,
What can you do?
it's going to be a heartbreak.
Yeah, it's a
Of course.
First, it's going to be a heartbreak and a shock,
Yeah.
which needs you to control. Because if you don't control it at that moment, you might do something that for the rest of your life you will regret.
Yes.
First, this is the 21st century. You've already started seeing that guy or that kid as your kid.
There's a connection.
And there's a connection which you've already imparted in him. So finally you come to find out it's not your kid. Let me be honest with us. For the first 1 or 2 weeks, you will not like that kid.
Will you stay with the mother?
Even the mother will not come near you for the first 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But if you love the mother, you have to find out what happened.
What happened? Yeah.
And then see if you can forgive her or not. I have dated women. You understand?
Yeah.
My first girlfriend used to cheat on me when we were in the university.
Yeah.
I caught her and I forgave her. You understand?
Yeah.
We moved on.
Wow.
Oh, you're a weak man.
And it's not about being weak. It's about having a heart. If you tell somebody, if you tell somebody that you love him,
what's the possible thing that a woman will tell you, reason she will give to you that you will understand for giving you a child that doesn't belong to you?
Exactly.
What's the possible reason?
And even going an extra mile,
We did
and
have-
having you take care of that child for 10 years.
I mean, what's that reason? What's that possible
Really,
reason you
just
you
one
need to
reason
accept?
that could justify that.
What if she was pregnant before you took her in?
How? Charles, what's wrong?
Let's assume you weren't dating. There are a lot of people that just start living. They don't date. They just start being together. And at the end of the day, you find out she's with a child. Or maybe you traveled out, you are not around. She said, okay, you thought maybe the first time you came and you were with her, that was when it happened. But it happened by the other way around. So there's every possibility that even you can find out without going to DNA. How old is your kid? How many months did she stay in the stomach? Yes. What are the things that happen in between? You understand?
Yeah.
Let's not blame women all in this. Yeah,
We
actually,
have also our own faults.
Yeah, because we as men, we also make mistakes. Like for example, you see, women require a lot of attention at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Sometimes we drink, we are caught up with alcohol with our friends. We don't know what's happening at home.
Yeah.
What's happening? What's this woman going through?
Yeah.
Like by the time you're going home, you're messed up, you're drunk, you just want to sleep.
Yeah.
Then you carry forward that discussion to the next day. You carry forward that discussion the next day. So this is when your woman finds a pillar to lean on.
That can be you now.
It seems
It's always
it
me.
seems to me you guys are. It seems to me you guys are. It seems to me you guys are you guys really joking?
No, we're not joking.
It seems you guys are
but you
justifying
asked-
paternity
yeah.
fraud. Two wrongs don't make it right.
No, yeah, but
I
you
mean,
asked
if she was
something-
tired of the marriage, she might as well just leave.
So can
Exactly.
I ask you a direct question?
Yes.
I know you are not yet married. You don't have the experience yet.
Yes, I don't.
Because anytime you get married, I believe you're going to marry somebody you love.
Yes.
What will you do if this happened to you?
Yes.
It's very, very tricky. I mean,
Let's say, Manuel, married for 10 years. You have 2 kids.
that are not mine.
Now, we're just giving an example so that I want you to digest that. So by the time you're making that decision, it has to be a well-balanced, informed decision. What will you do? Will you just walk away and throw?
I think you guys don't realize
Honestly,
the magnitude of betrayal.
I
in
will
this.
just walk away.
I don't trust my mental health right now, so I don't know what I would do then when it happens.
You're walking away.
I don't think I.
You're walking away. There's this other kid that you have already built a connection. The kid, he or she is calling you daddy. You guys are super close. Will you walk away, leave the mom and the kids?
I will.
That's why you're a kissy
I
man.
might not leave.
I'll walk
I might not
away.
leave the kid, but please let's also not
see,
let's just not underplay the magnitude of
It's
this.
it's not right. But what Charles is also saying, and what I'm also advocating, what led to that? Was I the problem? Was the woman the problem? So once you have established that, that's when you make a decision. But if you are the problem, you have no right to walk away.
What are some of the problems?
Alcoholism.
Whatever happened to sitting down and talking?
Huh?
Yeah.
But you don't have that time. You're always in the bar. What time will you talk with your woman?
I mean,
You come late.
Is either you in the bar or you are working late,
Yeah.
or you are very busy with your business.
you guys are really serious about this.
What are you talking about? We are serious, of course.
I mean, if
You have to- you
if
have
my
to
wife should
highlight-
find- if
you
my
have-
wife should find me cheating, I mean, it means that I have an excuse. I can tell her, well, I wasn't really enjoying you anyway anymore.
There's always an excuse of cheating.
You can't justify
You can't
at all.
Let me
just-
you cannot justify it
let me say
from
this.
whatever
Yeah,
angles or perspective
Matthew,
ever.
there is a trust issue that will come in between the both of you.
Yeah.
After this has happened, there is a trust issue. But what Leo is saying, you've already built a connection with these kids.
Yeah, that's
You understand?
that's aside.
You've built connection with the
That-
kid.
that's aside.
So now, you're walking away from the marriage, or are you throwing her away?
Walking
and
away from
keeping the kids.
what I will not stand for is you guys making it look like walking away from the marriage is a bad thing.
Is a bad thing.
You have it's all right to walk away from the marriage. It's pretty okay to walk away from the marriage. What I will not accept is if you guys make it look like a bad thing if I decide to walk away from the
If
marriage.
the marriage
it's
is-
well justified.
If it's a toxic relationship or marriage, you can always walk away.
You gave me 2 kids that are not mine. How toxic can how more toxic can it be again?
No, not 2 kids. One kid is allowed. One kid is allowed. I'll take 1 kid, but not 2 kids.
Guys, today is World AIDS Day.
So how have we concluded on this discussion? Me and Charles were on the same page.
Me and Emmanuel were on the same page.
On the
I
same
don't agree whatsoever. I cannot
And the fact that
justify.
you're married doesn't mean you already have an experience of. Since you have not experienced paternity fraud, so
Yeah.
you're not more experienced.
I
than
really,
am.
you cannot justify you don't have any reason to justify paternity fraud.
You don't have any rights.
Kabisa. Kabisa, you can't do that. It's a bad thing. It's actually, it's a bad thing.
Okay, can I ask a question?
a bad thing.
Let's reverse be the case now.
Yeah.
You've been married for 10 years
Yeah.
with
Yes.
your wife,
Yes.
and she doesn't know you have a kid
Yeah.
who happens to be 9 years old. And by 10 years, the mother brought her to the door, to your door,
Yeah.
and tell you this is your child. What will you tell your wife?
I have an answer. Whatever she decides, it's fine. I will beg. I'll apologize if I'm truly sorry. But you don't tell people how to react to pain
Okay, you will
and
beg.
betrayal. If she
You'll
decides to
beg.
leave, she's justified to leave because I've actually altered her. You don't tell people. You don't teach people. You don't tell people to react the way.
The
you
same
should
thing,
if
even
if you have offended
your
them.
woman will beg you, she'll tell you, baby, I'm sorry, and you'll forgive her.
And if you decide not to forgive her, it's not a bad thing. You have chosen your happiness.
No, your decision is personal.
Yeah, your decision is
You want to
personal.
decide, you decide. You don't want to decide, you decide. There are like me, I will not go anywhere. But you see, that house will not contain us.
So
The only thing contain us in a way that it can't be as it used to be because the trust is gone.
Matthew, which is worse?
Me, as long as the father to that kid is not in our lives, as we just continue with our happy ever.
Imagine,
You know, you
imagine
see,
it was your upstairs neighbor.
When Charles, you asked a very good question, but see, it's a different situation altogether.
How?
Because you have not coerced the lady to be part of that child's life, especially taking care of someone for 5 or 10 years is not it's not like a joke. But this one has been brought to you. It does not concern anyone. It does not concern her.
There is a way it concerns her. You've
Yes.
been you people are believing, and you believe she believes you are faithful to her.
But she's not been taking care of that child.
She's not been taking care of that child. But how can you cheat her a year into your marriage?
Why your scenario might not be the same thing. I feel like it's also in the same level of betrayal.
Yeah.
I mean, no woman wants to find out that her husband had a child while they were married.
Yes,
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
so
saying. That's
it's-
exactly the point I'm trying to
double
it's the same
standards,
level
like-
about here.
it's the same thing. Like,
the same
see,
level.
sometimes men, we men in this society are very harsh, and we judge women so harshly compared to how we want to be judged. We can justify our mistakes, but they can't justify their mistakes. How many times have I cheated on my girlfriend, yet I've justified it, and she has forgiven me? And how many times, if your girlfriend cheats on you right now, will you forgive her?
Yeah.
Be honest, will you forgive her?
It's gonna be hard.
But
But I
if-
will.
I know.
But I can.
But it's going to be hard.
Yes, but I can.
But for us, we expect when we're cheating, it's an instant decision for her to make. Baby, it's okay. Last chance.
It doesn't make any of the crime any less evil or bad, whatever gender. If you have betrayed your partner, you have done them wrong. And if they decide to leave, they're also justified to leave. You understand? If I cheated on my wife or I cheated on my girlfriend and she decides to leave, I'm not going to go around saying she's a bad person for leaving. Why didn't she accept my apology?
Me, I'll cry.
So you are telling me now, in conclusion, we're almost on the same
Yes.
path, just maybe using different words.
Okay.
So I want to believe, in conclusion, that we don't have right to decide for anybody
On how to react.
on how to react.
Yes.
Once the person decides to move on, he moves on.
And let's not do DNA.
I mean, if I were to slap Leo, I can't tell him how to react. If he decides to slap me back, he's well justified. If he decides to forgive me or ignore the slap, he's also well justified.
Let's not do DNAs. Let's just raise these kids, because no, your father doesn't have to be biological. That's one thing.
Can I even say something? A little trivia here. A recent study came February, and Nigeria is ranked second, the highest paternity fraud after Jamaica.
It has to be.
So you can imagine how our Nigerian brothers are. I mean, feeling.
Yeah.
So you can have a baby who looks like Charles.
and it's okay with you.
light skin.
Actually,
You can have a baby that looks like Charles, but you can't have a baby that looks like Leon. Leave alone the character.
What if the woman is dark in complexion?
Yeah, what if she's dark?
Like my
My
wife,
dad is dark.
my wife is dark in complexion, but all our babies are light like me.
Yes, my ex-girlfriend was dark.
But your kids cannot look like him. Why?
No.
That's the point.
My kids can't look like him. I will ask him, which day did you come to my house?
No. It's a really terrible thing to imagine. Thinking about it I'm really getting worked up. Like, it's a very terrible thing.
It's actually a very terrible thing to imagine. Moving on swiftly, today is World AIDS Day. World AIDS Day. Yeah, the world is marking 40 years since
It's been 40 years since it was first discovered.
the first case was first discovered. And if I can read you a small exempt from I think from the Daily Nation from today, read it somewhere. I think we've made significant progress in terms of combating HIV and AIDS. What is your feel? What is your feel about this whole thing?
I don't know.
You don't need to know.
What
For
do-
real.
What do you feel about what?
About what?
About HIV and AIDS as a disease and the far we've come as the world.
To me, when HIV was newly out, affecting people everywhere, it was very serious. That people, when you have HIV, the stigma out there is too much that somebody cannot even come close to you because he thought it's a transferable disease, maybe airborne.
Yeah.
But when the medication was discovered, I think that is something that can be controlled.
Yeah.
And you can live a long life even with it. That's my own view. So, setting aside what AIDS did, but there are other diseases that are even worse.
Yeah, and very expensive. Like
than AIDS.
Cancer is very expensive. Diabetes, we have very serious.
We have cancer day too. We have diabetes day, so
I don't know that. I think the most popular is World AIDS Day.
But you see, back then, AIDS used to be a death sentence.
Yes,
because of stigma, because of the society misconceptions, because of also the level of education. People are not educated on what really AIDS was. But right now, if you look at the progress we have made as a country and even globally, and we are still making good steps in the next 10 years, because Kenya, we have set we have a mark of 2030 with we'll no longer have new HIV and AIDS infections. So we have made good progress, and right now people are living 30-40 years with it's just like any other disease. You just need to accept it, accept yourself, take the right medication, and you're back.
Like what Leo has said, there've been incredible progress in terms of medicine, science, with regards to HIV, but I feel like a lot still needs to be done regarding stigmatization and all that stuff. So yeah, a lot needs to be done.
But this year's theme was end inequalities and also end HIV. So the question I have is, does the UN and the American government, who happens to name it today's World AIDS Day and everything, what is it that they have done so far?
You're really asking what they've done regarding HIV, the fight against HIV?
Yes, like Leo was saying something about 2030 that there will not be any symptom of that. Are you going to clear it from
new infections?
Are you going through the science part or
even the financial part,
because I think in terms of medicine, I think they've done pretty well. I mean, I recently, or a few months back, it was announced that a new vaccine has been gone through the trial stages or what. So with regarding science, I think they've done incredible. What I have issues with is still the inequality and stigmatization. There are certain people living with that virus can't get certain jobs. I think that's what the theme is: inequality and inequality. It's just with that regard.
And you see, HIV has now become more of an African problem. The same thing as COVID. It is now becoming more of an African problem because of the technology, because like, for example, COVID, there was no production of vaccines here in Africa. We don't have the facilities. Everything was pegged. We were fully dependent from the European market. The same thing as HIV. If you look at the infections, do you even hear about HIV in the US, HIV in the UK? But it's now becoming more of an African problem because even in Kenya, majority of our ARVs are from USAID, UKAID, and the problem we fully depend on foreign donors. Yeah. Actually, those are donors who are giving us this medication. So we really need to work on our health systems, and the reason why Africa is not growing is also because of corruption. How will you even grow your health systems when everything is corrupt? The same thing to cancer. We can't handle these cases here in Kenya. Now we have what we call medical tourists in India.
Yeah.
Because of the facilities they have in India.
Yeah.
So not only Kenya, even in Nigeria. In fact, Africa as a whole.
Africa is a country.
We don't have the facilities because we are busy looting the countries to its knees.
But I feel we've made significant steps because even before there are these medicines that you take that you take.
That reduces your viral load.
Exactly. Or if you've had, let's say, unprotected sex 72 hours prior to 72 hours, you can take some medicine and you'll be okay. You know, those are
some of them. Even
things.
some of them can actually procreate without infecting their newborn.
Exactly. So we've made significant, steps. We still have. I feel we still have lots of a lot of work to do. But I feel I can give ourselves. We're halfway there.
We just need good research facilities in Africa.
Yeah.
We need to fund these programs. We have the brains. We have the knowledge here in Africa. We just need to fund these kind of programs. Very good research facilities. The same thing that is happening. It's happening in the US. That's happening in India. It all comes to the foundation. What's our health foundation? Yes, we have made progress, but we still have a significant amount of work which needs to be done at the end of the day.
Yeah,
yes,
I do agree with you on that as well. Also, the week is becoming very interesting. For the first time, the tax collector has surpassed his mandate and he's collecting tax in what is it because of what they say the other day? People have started paying tax because yesterday the president addressed the nation and he really praised the taxman because the taxman surpassed his expectation
30%.
And you see, globally in Africa, we are now ranked the 6th richest nation in Africa. But my question is, are you feeling that richness in your pocket?
I think that should not be the question. The question should be, is the country or is the government or the relevant authorities giving you a good space for you to do something that can make you rich or rather can add something to your pocket?
But it all goes down the
because
pocket.
You see, the government cannot come to you and give you money to direct to your pocket. They only need to provide a good environment for you to
an economic policies.
Exactly.
Right economic
Okay,
policies.
but at the end of the day, you need to feel the impact in your pocket.
Yeah.
So if we are being ranked the 6th richest nation in Africa,
I'd like to know the top 5 ahead of me.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's go to the ground. Mm-hmm. Is it just a survey that has just been made? Because we as the citizens, we also need to benefit. People are still struggling. Everything is still expensive in Kenya.
Yeah.
The VAT is still high. The pay as you earn is still high. Nothing has been reduced. So what are we benefiting from this survey?
Is the environment and the policies that have been put in place, do you think they are favorable for you to achieve what you want to achieve?
If the environment is not favorable for businesses, how will the environment be favorable for an individual? Look, businesses are closing here in Kenya because of the taxes.
Leo, can I say something?
Yes.
You are worried that Kenya was voted in a survey 6th richest country in Africa.
Yes.
And you are surprised because the average Kenyan can't feel the impact.
Yes.
Right? Now, Africa is largely a poor country. Mm-hmm. With whatever parameter you want to use in measuring it, Africa is a poor country. So if you're voted 6th in a poor continent, it doesn't really, there's not any significant impact anyone would feel.
Yes, and that's
it's like you are voted the king in a village of blind men. There will always be a king.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just a survey for us. Because, for example, if you look at, let me just give you a good example. If you look at our national team, Harambee Stars, he's ranked around maybe number 140 something globally.
Yeah.
But we can see why we are number 146 because of the structures we have in place.
I think he has to do more with the other African countries in terms of wealth and all that. Mm-hmm. It means that other African countries are doing terribly bad.
I'm thinking, Leo, your school of thought. I don't want to classify you as somebody who sees politicians and leaders like people who should be helping you as a person. Those people are supposed to give you the right environment, create the right environment for you to do your business, environment for you to add your wealth, and all these things.
Okay, and my question to you is...
This is the school of thought that we need to move away from.
Okay, and my question is...
When they're coming to campaign, for instance, when they're coming to campaign and tell you, we'll do this for you, do this for you, we need to move from this school of thought that we elect people and they become directly responsible for us.
Yes, they have to. They have to.
I feel like
they are accountable.
Especially financially. Like directly, how can a politician come and feed you, for instance?
Listen, he
Or
does
how
not
can
feed
he
you.
do
Work.
I don't think Leo is saying. I don't think Leo is saying they have to come over and
I'm
give him
not
money
saying
and
that.
everything.
Uh-huh.
They need to do the right thing, create the right
The right
infrastructure,
environment and the
economic
right
policies, security.
But if I may comment on this now, when the president was talking on the State of the Nation, he hammered on industrialization, and he said that he's expecting Kenyans to emulate some countries like Hong Kong and Korea and
Singapore.
He never mentioned anything anywhere in Africa. You understand? So now you saying you people were put in the 6th place position as the richest country
In Africa,
like my brother here rightly said. I think the other countries
it just means the other countries are doing badly.
But if you want me to do a comparison, Nigeria is very rich but yet very poor. We are rich but poor. What the facilities you have in Kenya, we don't have it there.
Yeah.
The roads you have in Kenya, we don't have it there. The political stability, even though there is a little turmoil you have in Kenya, we don't have it there. The problem is Africa as entirely. Because one, how can you elect people that will only come and give you bread? Give you bread, give you indomie, give you 200 bob in a hall and tell you, make sure you vote for me. Then when they get into the parliament or the senate or the House of Representatives, they will not represent you. Instead, they will be seeking on which big car they are supposed to drive in by December. They will have a budget which will warrant you to go and get a loan of billions, yet you will not see anything being done. Like here in Kenya, the railway is working. Nigeria, do you know how many billions railway was budgeted for? But it never worked. Up to now, we are still using the railway, maybe the 40s.
Yeah, the old one.
Well,
The old
no, actually. Well, we have a new system working
Right
system.
now.
Yeah, right now. Except that has been disrupted because of security issues and Boko Haram and bandits and stuff.
But Matthew, whoever we elect is directly responsible for our future.
Yeah.
We are not borrowing money. Listen, we are not borrowing the money directly. They have to give us the right structures, the right environment, and the money will trickle down to us. That's what I'm saying. If you look at one of the big 4 agendas, industrialization is very key when it comes to our own growth as a nation. But I deal with companies like we speak to these guys every day. The cost of power is very high in Kenya. Why? And yet Kenya Power is making losses. So the government needs just to give us a good working environment. You see what Rwanda is doing?
But do you feel the policies have been put in place to have the systems work?
The policies are there.
They are there.
We have the blueprint.
Yeah.
But who are the guys who are implementing this blueprint? That's the problem.
The policies are not implemented. They are just on the blueprint.
Whoever is implementing policies is still part of the government. Remember, the government has 3 duties: to enact law, to interpret law, and to implement. So whoever is responsible for implementing law is still part of the government. Please let us not absolve the government of anything. Yes, they've created the policy. They still have to implement, because implementation is still part of the government.
And that's why sometimes the dictatorship works very well.
No, please don't say this, please. Please, Leo.
Listen.
Yeah,
it does.
To some point, I do agree with him.
Wow.
To some point, I do
Because
agree with
I have to look at the camera. I'm not part of it.
Because you see, as much as our president is working and is trying to fight this, but if you look at the democracy,
Have you lived through a dictatorship?
Yes, Moi,
You have.
our first president, and I really liked him.
First president of Kenya?
Yes,
Was it
he
dictator?
was there for 24 years. What's 24 years?
24 years. I feel like you were quite young to live, to understand that era.
No, my point is sometimes dictatorship is good. Sometimes.
Charles, what do you think?
I think it's good sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
It's not always, it's not as if it's perfect, but I think it's good. Like, for example, if you're the president, and he's the Minister of Finance, he's the Minister of Works and Housing, and he's supposed to be taking, there are things that you said, this has to be done. My brother, that must be done.
Can I ask you?
Can I
say something?
Okay.
I'm feeling really, really. Leaders who are dictators and give the excuse that look, you have to get things done. You have to kick you have to kick away the law, the constitution. Because once a dictator comes, the first thing he does is kick out the constitutions. That means no due process, no rule of law. He's going to act on himself alone. Now, the reason why you do this, or the reason why you think you need force to get things done, is because you have not created the right institutions.
How do you
The
create
institutions
that
are
right institution?
like
The institutions are there. The constitutions is there.
Okay, tell me one working society that has a dictator.
China.
China is not. It's not a dictatorship.
Go read
It's not
about
under
the
a dictator.
history politically of China. What's happening in China? If you look at the revolution, what China has managed to achieve, it's now the world's largest economy.
Perhaps you need to explain
I'm saying there's some form of
dictatorial government.
There's some form of dictatorship. I'm not saying like what we used to experience. Like if I say this has been done. But there's some form of dictatorship. Rwanda right now is one of the fastest growing economies. What Kagame has managed to achieve in Rwanda can be seen everywhere. If you look at majority of companies are opening doors in Rwanda because the policies are right, the environment
I
is
feel like we
okay.
need to speak to an average Rwandan.
Huh?
We need to speak to someone.
But the
from
information
Rwanda.
is there on the
Because
internet.
he's actually doing a lot of PR. He's doing a lot of PR stuff and stuff. So we need to meet an actual.
I've actually gone to Rwanda.
When?
It's a very beautiful country.
When?
That was I think in 2019. I've gone to Tanzania, I've gone to Uganda, I've gone to Rwanda. You can see this.
I'm a bit skeptical of a dictatorial government because I have a journalism background or whatever, and we know the first thing they do is we know that they subjugate the press. They subjugate the press, the constitution. Trust me, you really don't want to be under a dictator. We might not even be able to discuss this. We might not even be able to talk. We might not even be able to talk on this show.
Actually, why I said to some point I agree with him is look at our city, for instance, Nairobi.
Yeah.
We had the former governor Mike Sonko.
Yeah.
Our former governor.
Yeah, my man.
Yeah.
I love him.
So now, if you can put Sonko's government and the general's government, or what the general has been able to do, it's a different situation altogether.
Because the
guy has transformed the city.
The president has given us opportunities. Look at what was happening at Kenya Meat Commission.
Yeah.
It was actually dead to its knees.
So,
but now the president, the Kenya Defense Forces general was placed there. It's actually working.
Okay.
It's actually working perfectly.
What you guys are saying is that viewers or listeners, what they are saying is that they don't want an absolute dictatorship.
No, not
they want
an
the half.
Yes, we want the right people to take care of our money and our investments
As a
as a country.
dictator.
Yes, it's better you do that and it's secure.
You throw away. You render the judiciary inept. You render the rule of law is pushed aside.
I asked you this before I will ask you again.
Okay.
All these things you are mentioning, the rule of law, the judiciary, the constitution, everything is still in place right now. But what is working?
They're just weak. Weak institutions.
So why will it be weak? If we put somebody that is tough, he can correct everything.
That's why I want you. Okay.
What's the difference between a military state and a dictatorship? Some military rule and dictatorship.
One of the first things they teach you in school, if you have had a decent high school education, legitimacy. That's the difference. One was elected. One came through force. So legitimacy is out of the way. I mean, if I assume power, I wasn't voted, I assumed power. I feel like I don't have to answer to you guys. So I do everything. In fact, if you have ever lived through a military government, the first thing they do is suspend the constitution. trust me, you don't want to be in a country where the constitution has been suspended.
Kenya will never get to that. We'll never get to that. We are past that. Yeah? I'm saying, as we have the structures, but we just need the right people to lead these teams. I don't care if we have a general there, as long as it's working.
You have an election. We have an election next year. So
yes,
I mean, go out, vote.
Yes,
vote
we actually want to vote for the right people. We don't want to vote for clowns.
Yeah, vote for the right people.
Because at the end of the day, it affects us.
Yes.
But to me, I think it's right time for all these old, big-bellied men to step down and let the youths take over. Yeah, because you're supposed to at least have the youths involved.
Yes.
In the things they do.
Just I used to think like that before.
You understand?
But have you met this generation? They are not going to be any better.
But we need a
they are really not going to be any better.
No, we will actually. We just need a blend of the youth and the old experience.
Thank you.
We just need a cocktail. That's what Charles is saying.
Yeah.
Because there's still something. There's still a lot of things we'll learn from the older generation. But there's still a lot of new things of technology the older generation will learn from us. So we just need to merge the old and the young.
They keep rotating in cycle.
Yeah.
So think of it. When they keep rotating in cycle, there is nothing that is going to change. It's going to be the same.
I'm still a little bit skeptical with that youth. I understand that we need to put more young people.
Who do you call it?
Look at Nigeria. Youth, I mean, if you're 40 up.
Thank you. Anybody from
you have a 41-year-old or 45-year-old governor in Kogi State, Nigeria, and he's as corrupt, if not more corrupt than any other governor in Nigeria. He's 45. I think he might even be running for president to 2023. Yeah, I have to say that he's corrupt.
But we still have very young guys.
You have young
Nigeria who are doing a lot of who are doing very well.
I really don't think it's the age thing, because this generation too is. I feel like we're also like we're not different from those older ones. What we need is just pick the right person, the right institutions and everything. And these old leaders, they know.
Okay. What will you say about what happened in Ghana and their transformation after Rawlings took over? And he took over.
They didn't get it right immediately. I don't think they got it right immediately.
It took process.
Yeah, it took.
It took process, but they are now growing. We gave them light, but we've never celebrated 1 week on uninterrupted power.
Charles, are you sure we gave them light?
Yes, gave Ghana light.
Okay.
We gave Ghana, we gave Niger, and these two countries have celebrated uninterrupted power supply.
I hear Nigeria's power supply is like on and off.
Epileptic. Oh, it's very, very epileptic.
But all in all, Kenya is on the right path. We're actually growing as an economy, which we really appreciate. But I know in the next 10, 15 years, with the right leaders, with the right team, we can become an economic powerhouse.
I also wanted to know, where did the mentality of us guys having our leaders living a large life, it's almost now almost necessary. If you want to be a leader, you either have to have a big car, you have to have a big house, you have to be living large. How did we get ourselves there? I've always wanted to know. Why would let's say a member of parliament, is it like a must? He has a big car that is fueled by the state, or how did we get ourselves there? We've never had a leader who's, let's say, a member of parliament driving a normal car, living a normal life.
But it's one thing about Africans, just to answer that, taking it way back historically.
Yeah.
Look how kings were living.
Yeah.
Look how kings were living.
Yeah.
They were living large.
Yeah.
And a good example, I come from the Western community in Kenya. Our king was called Nabongo Mumia.
Yeah.
Nabongo Mumia was the ruler of Western Kenya. The only way that man collaborated with the Europeans, these are the Britons, he was given a bicycle and sugar. And he sold us out.
That's supposed to be the cheapest leader ever.
No. You know, way back bicycles. There was a time bicycles were like the
Yeah.
if your grandfather had a bicycle, these were some of the well-respected men in the community.
You think that's embarrassing? Go to the slave village in Badagry, Nigeria. You'll be told that most slavers, people who sold slaves, sold slaves for umbrella, something as cheap as umbrella. That's an umbrella.
Yeah, you're just given an umbrella. You're like you're the king. And you see, Africans, we don't trust people who don't have money to safeguard our money.
So it's a cultural thing.
Okay, can you deposit your money in a broke bank?
No, you can't.
You need a bank which is stable.
Yeah.
Huh? So that's always our thought process. Because
I think we as the citizens as well have given lots of pressure to people who need to be elected. Until now, we expect a lot, because you see, if you're a leader, every morning you'll find people at your place. They need help. Help that is especially financial, and you have to find means to be feeding all those people or be giving them whatever they need that is way above your budget. So you'll be forced into corruption to do that. Otherwise, you'll never even retain your seat. Do you know that that's the kind of leadership that we're having right now? And it's affecting the way we're going to vote. Yeah. We're giving them lots of pressure. If you're a member of parliament, we would want you to do some things for us. Either it's school fees and the money that is allocated to do such kind of things is not enough. So you'll have to do all the other things to make sure that you can balance and have everyone satisfied.
Again,
so I think it's us as the citizens who also influence decisions that lead us to have.
I think the problem is
Bad
I don't think it's the citizen. I think it's still the government.
Oh, really?
I mean, if you have done your job right, I mean, you have created wealth, amenities, and all that. You won't have people troop your house begging for finance. Trust me, these leaders do this deliberately. They are okay. They are fine with people coming to their house to beg.
Yeah.
They're okay. They do it deliberately to make the people remain poor, so that they will be at the mercy.
Of course. Because if you don't put the policies which are in place, you refuse to put it in a proper use. And then there are budgets that are being done. Then the budget is something you collect the money instead of you to, okay, let's assume you are asked to make a road, construct a tarmac road, and then maybe 56 kilometers, and you are constructing only 10. Where is the rest of the money? So now, since you are constructing only 10, how can the poor masses have a shop? Even when they have a shop, what is the security stability in that? So the economy is not good. That is just the truth. But if the roads are well constructed, the markets are well constructed, the places are put in a good position, and the banks are there, like Kenya here, it's easy to get a loan. A citizen can go to the bank, get a loan, start up a business. That citizen will not come to your house.
Will not come to your house. If you do the right thing, they won't troop your house.
A citizen will get a job, being paid, and he has means of transportation to get to his work. He will not come to your house to beg. But when you go to and when you don't have a road to go to the office, you don't have a shop that you can go and buy something at least at a cheap price. It's not a must you must go to a mall all the time. All these rural routes, there are places you need to construct. When you finish, you will see somebody with the kiosk. You can come out and buy bread. Bread now, instead of you buying bread for 50 bob, you might be getting it for 100 bob because you have to go for a distance to get it. Look at the people that say they have a car. How much is fuel? Fuel was increased to 135 and then brought down to 127. Has it gone down since then?
No.
Everything that goes up in Africa don't come down.
In essence, just make life bearable for your citizens. And
Simple.
They won't come to your house and
put the policies in place. Do the right thing. Take your salary, go to your house. Not only you driving Range Rover Sport at the same time driving all these big cars. You come to your car yard, you're showcasing more than 20
and
cars.
you see, the African politicians, and there's a reason why they buy these big Land Cruisers.
Why?
Because the roads are bad. They know that.
Then it's not like they don't know. They know.
They know that.
They're not stupid. They know. They know.
So I think here, leadership, you are born a leader. You don't acquire leaderships along the way.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. You see, we have very good leaders in Kenya. I'm not saying we have very good leaders who are doing good work.
Lucky.
Like Kitui County. You can see. And you see, results are always seen.
Yeah.
If you do the right thing, the citizens will see that this guy is doing the right thing. So they are very good leaders, and equally, they're also very selfish. Not bad, but selfish leaders who, at the end of the day, it's all about how much am I making? How much am I securing for my family? And this is what happens. If you look at majority of MPs after their terms, they're done and they're not re-elected. It becomes a problem to them because now the banks are on their toes.
Yeah.
They have borrowed a lot of money to build flats, and that's why they always want to get re-elected, for you to secure your wealth.
Yeah.
If you're out there, there's no money, and then there's nowhere you can siphon money. But if you're in power, it's easy for you, and this becomes a problem in Africa, not only in Kenya, but a problem in Africa.
Good stuff. Interesting conversations happening here. The name of the show is Boys to Four Men. It's December, 1st of December to be precise. How has your year been, Emmanuel? I feel like we're closing the year, but how can you rate 2021?
I feel like I need a few time to process that question. You can't. My year hasn't exactly been straightforward. So
if Charles, if I take you back to January this year, do you feel like you've achieved what you had planned to achieve? It's December, the year is ending.
One thing about January and December is that when it comes to January, we make New Year resolutions, make plans and all those stuffs. That we want to get this, we want to get that, we want to get that. But as the year winds down, you find out that those plans you make are not actually what you're doing. Most of them.
Yeah.
So some of them you've done, some of them you've done halfway.
Yeah.
But not all of them that you are doing.
Yeah. It's kind of vibrating on
so for that reason, for me, the year has been blessed and also has been hectic. But I cannot complain. Yeah. I can only say thank God.
Yeah.
For the year so far.
What effect has COVID had? As COVID
really did a lot of things, not just me. Like me and my wife, we deal with Mutumba bells, which we bought from China, Hong Kong and Canada, and we sell them. So when COVID started, it was a different case altogether. So there was no way the seaports were closed. So it was really a bad blow to me and my family. And it also affected some of my plans.
Yeah.
But I thank God that we survived the COVID and we are still surviving it.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be alive. That's my achievement. I'm happy to be alive. Nothing more.
How has COVID affected you, Leo? Especially in this last part, 2021.
I think it has been. It has had its own negative and positive effects.
Yeah.
So on the positive effects, COVID has been a wake-up call to the young generation, to the old generation, to everyone.
Yeah.
In terms of securing your income, because a lot of guys were rendered jobless during this whole COVID-19 period.
Yeah.
A lot of guys lost their jobs. And we didn't have any plan B.
Yeah.
We were living with the plan A. That if I lose my job today, if I'm rendered jobless, there's nothing I'll do.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. It has been a wake-up call in terms of what other channels of income are you also looking at. So at the end of the day, if your plan A fails, what's your fallback plan? That's one thing, generally. Then number two, also COVID has really shown us who are your true friends in life?
Yeah.
Maybe I was given a huge pay cut
Yeah.
during this COVID season,
Yeah.
and I couldn't sustain my own lifestyle and also for my kid. But because of friends,
Yeah.
I won't dwell on family, but because of friends, we found our ground.
Yeah.
So it has really, personally, it has really opened my eyes in terms of my circle, the kind of guys I'm also relating.
Yeah.
And COVID has also made us drink a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I was just reading a survey here. If you look at the top 10 alcohol drinking nations in Kenya, we actually rank number 3, second
Well,
to Uganda.
In Africa.
In Africa, number 1 is Nigeria. So
I didn't tell you, leave them.
So averagely, Nigeria drinks close to 12.28 million liters of alcohol.
And it doesn't even account for the ones that
Yes.
are not even recorded.
Yeah. But for me, it has been 2019 was very tough, but 2020,
Yeah.
we accepted that we have COVID, and we were looking at ways of surviving with COVID. So it has been a good year, yet financially, it has been tough.
Yeah.
Financially, majority of us have felt the effect. No money, but at least things are picking up. The lockdown was even worse,
Yeah.
because now businesses were even shutting, which was now becoming, guys were even scared of what will happen. But now the president, when he opened the economy,
Yeah.
things are picking up, and we're very optimistic. Come 2022, we'll have a very good year. It will take us time to recover
Yeah.
as an economy, but the future is bright. The festive season is here. The little we have, we'll just squander it.
Yeah, you collected loan, so
Yes,
Yeah.
I have my loan which has been approved.
Which is a very good thing.
Yeah.
Your loan of 2,000, you have to emphasize.
Yes.
And I also learned about friendship.
Uh-huh.
Do you think in this generation that we're living right now, that friendship is overrated? In that, for instance, how many friends can you count on, Emmanuel? How many friends do you have? You could be having like 100, but can you count on 100 of them to come through for you?
even the question, I'm taken aback by the question, because
Yeah.
in that area I've been lucky with good friends.
Yeah.
So I don't think friendship is overrated. I mean, I've had it tough, rough, and I've had friends that came true for me. So yeah, I've been lucky with that. Regarding that, I don't think I can relate to that question. I have good friends.
Me.
Or do you have good friends who you can count on? And how many are they? Some friends that you can call
For
in
me,
the
a
middle
friend-
of the night and they come through for you.
Friend is someone that I can always call in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm arrested.
Mm-hmm.
They won't question me like, what did you do? So what will you do? We'll come for you tomorrow in the morning.
Yeah.
So the first response will determine what kind of a friend are you. So I've been lucky. I have very good friends, but I don't have like 10, 15 friends, a handful. And it's better keeping your circle small, because you learn from each other. So that, you see, friendship for me is more of brotherhood.
Yeah.
It becomes a well-knitted family.
Yeah.
That whatever happens, you know that I have this guy I can call, I have this guy I can call. So for me, friendship is not overrated. As long as you have the right people around you, and you are also impacting them.
Yes.
Because
As well.
it shouldn't be always be me.
Yeah.
So what are you also doing to knit that friendship?
You need that friendship.
Because there's an output and there's an input.
Yeah.
They give you, you give them.
Charles, do you have friends?
I have people around me,
Neighbors.
family, but I have few
Yeah.
that I can call friends.
Yeah.
I used to have lots of friends,
Uh-huh.
but at a point I decided to filter them. You know, when you're growing in life, and there are some things you will experience,
Yeah.
and then you wake up one morning to call just somebody you think is your friend.
Yeah.
The person disappoints you, and you can't call that person friend. Or you have some issues. Instead of this person or these people to at least find a way to solve your problem or at least encourage you.
Yeah.
Everything is not about money.
Yeah.
There are some encouragements that are even worth more than money. Instead of them to find a way or something to encourage you, they will sit back with their drink and laugh at you.
Yeah.
Those people are not your friends.
You've had friends sit back, laugh at you.
Yes.
Wow.
They will sit back and laugh at you. Those guys are not friends. But I can tell you, I have one or two
Yeah.
of whom, anytime I say, hey, they're answering, yes, how is it going? What to do? So those ones I can say, I have friends, but I don't have much friends. I just have few friends that I can count on.
Okay. Or family. Friends.
Yeah.
Friends
I
who
can actually
actually-
call them family.
Yes.
They might not even be here.
Yeah.
They might not even be in this country.
Yeah.
They might be very far away, but at least somebody that you know when you pick up your phone and call, or he knows that when he calls you,
Yeah.
you will pick up his call. Not that, how far, where are you at? Okay, I have this issue, and then his phone goes off. Is that a friend? Or his phone is ringing, nobody's
And they don't call back.
they don't call back. So that's not a friend.
Which situations or a situation or situations have you ever been in and that justified true friendship?
My situations are always in the bar.
I have been arrested in an accident.
Yeah.
I have also been arrested maybe on the way.
Yeah.
You know.
How was it? How was it?
It's not bad. It's just kind of
Like how did the accident happen?
the accident happened at night, which I actually hit the car behind because it was parked.
Yeah.
So before I could see it, I'm already close. So
Yeah.
I couldn't hold the brake. But I managed to move the car. Instead of it to hit face to face, I moved it to one corner.
Yeah.
You understand? So, but then, within a short while, the whole place was filled up. The only person that rescued me that day was my wife.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
The whole place was filled up. The moment the police took me, we went to the station. That was it.
Everything went south.
Everything went south.
Yeah.
Nobody is calling. It was the next day afternoon
Yeah.
that one or two people
Yeah.
called. How far? Are you still there?
Uh-huh.
Nobody even bothered to say, okay, how is this woman going to manage with these people? How is this woman going to be in this bus with these four men?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it was like, whoa. So the only person I can call my friend is my wife.
Yeah.
And that makes me sad.
So,
Leon. Yeah.
that's very sad, Charles. Very sad. So for me, I'll just give you a by experience.
Yeah.
So we were at a club here in Nairobi. We were just drinking our normal, the normal gin we have. So one of our friends show up. With the girlfriend.
Yeah.
So they tell us, hey, you guys, what are you drinking? You're having some cheap liquor.
Yeah.
So we told our friend, if you have some, we knew that he was loaded.
Yeah.
Because for you to judge our drink, you have something.
Yeah.
So the guy orders a black label, double black, not just black.
Yeah.
Double black.
Yeah.
Guys, we were happy. We had like 2 bottles on the table. So life is becoming good.
Yeah.
So it gets to around 3. He tells us that he needs to go to the washroom.
Oh my God.
And that's where the story began.
He's going to
The washroom.
Oh, okay.
So we waited us to continue drinking because he's in the washroom. So what happens is 30 minutes. We're like, where is this man? 40 minutes. Now the waiters are becoming impatient. They start telling us, you guys, we want to close. You need to pay your bill. We want to close. It's already time. The bill was coming to around 14,000.
Oh my.
So me and my other friend, we only had around 8,000 Kenya shillings.
Okay.
So we had a deficit of around 6,000. So for me, I told the waiter, my phone is off. And you see those days, the Type-C phone.
Yeah.
the USB cable was very hard to find.
Very rare.
It was very rare.
Yeah.
So I told her the money is on my phone, but my phone is off. She told me I'm coming back. She brings me a Type-C charger. So just to cut the story short, we didn't have money, so our phones were taken away. Because if you can't pay the bill, you leave your phone. So we tried calling one of my good friends. We called him. He was not picking, but he was not picking because he didn't want to pick. Because he was dead asleep. Because he always picks his phone when we call him. So we stayed there for around. So he called back at around 6.
Okay.
He came for us. He paid the bill, and he even apologized.
Whatever happened to that guy that went to the washroom?
He left like that was the end of it.
He left with the girlfriend.
We left with the girlfriend.
You didn't meet again. In the future, what happened?
How would he go to the washroom?
That's a problem here in Kenya when it comes to bars. Like people leaving you with the bills.
Okay.
So that's one thing. Then another thing during this pandemic, my income was not that good. So my friends even used to do shopping for me.
Groceries.
Groceries,
Utilities.
sugar, utilities, home.
Wow.
They used to give me money.
Yeah.
That's the kind of friendship and brotherhood. This is what knits us together. And I will always go an extra mile for also my friends. Because these are the guys who pull you up when you're down. But it's very hard for a man to cry. Have you ever cried?
Yes, I have.
How do you even start? Will you show us?
No, I cried when I had a pimple.
Wow.
When
No.
I was trying to bust it open.
Look, have you ever reached rock bottom?
That's the only moment.
Like, have you ever cried as a man?
Yes, I have.
Charles, have you ever cried of a man?
Of course.
Yes, I have. I've been below the rock bottom. After the rock bottom. I think that's the last. I've been under it. Yes, I've cried.
Because men we don't
I actually have cried, and that was in Sokimaru when life was tough.
You were sober?
And I was sober.
Okay.
I was crying and crying and praying. I didn't know my wife was hearing me. So it was one day we were just gisting. He told me, God has answered your prayers. I said, he always answers. He said, the other day I felt very bad that I saw you crying, and praying, talking to God. So me, I was like, whoop. So this woman saw me. There are sometimes life will give you a blow, my brother. Forget manism. You will cry. No, seriously. You understand? So me, when I'm saying I don't have friends, means the people around me. Exactly. But when those things happen to me, it's just a call. I made call. I call some people the next morning. I said, guy, see how CPU, wait, this is. What I'm hearing is at least like 3 or 4 people. Where do we send to? You understand? They sent me money.
It's the same with me.
You understand? They sent me and I paid. Took my car, then have to do the rest of the things. So friendship is not supposed to be about just let's go drink. It's supposed to be like a family. Just like you looking for a wife, you say you're looking for a companion, a best friend. Just like that. Some people have good hearts, some people don't. There are some people you will even help. When it comes to your time, they will deny you. So it's just we being careful about who we call our friend and how we make choices of having friends.
And it's funny, there are people who go through life without experiencing any of this.
Of course.
These things. Do you know? There are people?
They are. There are people who were born in well-off families. For it. You now?
Yes, I schooled at St. Andrew's Turi. That's one of the most prestigious schools here in Kenya. My father used to be a minister, by the way. You guys are if we get arrested right now,
for heaven's sake, we've just had a good week.
Okay, do I look poor? why are you not believing me? I grew up in a good
You don't
family.
look poor.
Yes,
You look needy.
No, I'm not needy. I went to one of the best schools here in Kenya.
What happened then?
What happened?
At what point did your fortune change?
Yes. Until now, you're even applying for a loan of 2,000 shillings, and you celebrating that it has been approved.
Do you know even Safaricom has loans? Loans are not bad.
Where did you lose the tide?
I think because I have a good job. Nothing is wrong. I'm not an alcoholic. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong, bro. But actually, there are guys who were given everything on a silver.
Yeah.
And they haven't experienced life. And for me, what I say even when it comes to my kids, they won't have it easy. Whether I have money or I don't have money.
I like to know the thought process. Why this is not the first time I'm saying. I saw it on I think somebody posted it on Twitter.
Yeah.
It was like, he's going to ensure, whether he has the money, he's going to ensure his children are put through what he went through. I mean, why the hell do you want your kids to go through what
you see, it's a more advanced level of hardship. Let me call it that.
Why?
Because you see, the moment you show your kids that they can always have everything they want, you have to work for it. If I'm buying you a PlayStation, what are you doing to earn that PlayStation?
Okay, that's fair. I like the way you put it.
So
I mean,
there has
to be a balance.
They have to work.
You have to teach them hard work and everything, but you don't have to.
And I'll beat them up. Seriously.
Do you think
how I used to? The reason why I'm here today, and the reason why you guys are sitting with me, it's an honor. It's because how I was brought up with my parents. You know how I used to be beaten.
You think you turned out?
So
right?
my father. So
Leon, are you aware that kids are not beaten nowadays?
But it depends. Kids are beaten. Like,
it's okay. Do you know nowadays kids are not? They're not trained. They're not beaten.
It's a choice.
It's a choice
for
of
me.
the parents.
I'll even invest.
It's a choice of the parent. If you want to beat your kid, if your kid do anything wrong, for me, my kid do anything wrong, instantly, immediately, I wipe him.
Throw a kick.
You understand?
I mean,
I wipe him so that I wipe him and I bring him close and tell him, this thing you did is wrong. Don't do it again.
You know, there are better ways to correct a child.
Like, go to that corner and think.
You can talk to them.
It's like you weren't beaten.
I wasn't.
So that is why you are saying this. That's why you are saying this.
That's why it's like this.
That's why you are saying this. That's why you are saying this.
What's wrong with me?
We used to be beaten by my dad. You are beaten, you are told to go sleep outside, and there is no dinner for you. But you see, these are some of the things that has.
I can't believe we're looking forward to torturing our kids.
It's not torturing.
It's not torturing.
You know, that's my house. Like, if I find you in my house, let me one more. Which mistake? If I find you in my house sitting like a boss, your legs, everything on the table.
Why are you mad? Why are you angry?
What's wrong with you? That's my house.
That's your kid.
Yes, it's my kid, but that's my house. It's not your house. When the moment I step in that house,
so you're going about your house looking like
for problems.
No. Like, why are you breathing like that?
Listen. No.
Tell me why you're breathing like that.
No.
Can't you breathe through your nose?
No. Like you're having dinner. You're full. You're okay. Then you just leave the plates there for the nanny to take them to the kitchen. You'll never do that in my house. You eat.
I feel like there are other corrective measures apart from spanking.
Spare the. We are Africans. Spare the road.
Did we turn out
and
right?
spoil
Those
the
of us
child.
that were beaten. Did you turn out right?
Look at me and look at you. You're never.
Me, I turned out right.
You think you did?
I did.
You think you did?
I would have been worse.
Yeah.
For example, my kid now, I've taught him not to go out and stay late. Mm-hmm. So if he comes back from school by 3, after eating, he goes out by 4. Before 5, he comes. There was a time he used to come by 8.
Yeah.
I kept him on the floor. I gave him a very good lashes. Mm-hmm. You understand? So that thing, I did it like 3 times. He stopped.
I feel like,
you understand?
Let me say something. Yes, Africans tend to beat their kids, but one thing they've lost is that relationship they crave to that child. But most kids who were beaten do not have the relationship. They can't walk up to their parents to tell them how they feel.
Listen to me, my brother.
So when you beat, that kid's just this. Most of the time they get used to the beating.
Listen, is he any kid that you don't impart within the age of 0 and 6? You will never impart that kid again.
By flogging, spanking them.
Flogging
Telling them to sleep outside the house.
The rod does not kill the child.
It doesn't. It just like for me, the road made me a better man. I cannot go to my father right now and tell my father I need shopping for my house, because it taught me.
Even if you were not spanked.
No. We have guys who are spoiled out here. The parents are even paying rent.
Yes,
because these guys were babied when they were young.
There are some guys that their parents are paying their rent. Their parents are shopping for them.
Let's get to it. Let us get to the middle
things.
ground. I feel like before you spank your child, I feel like you need to exhaust all that corrective measures before you get to that stage.
Me, I beat you, then I exhaust.
The same here.
If I find you disturbing my wife, I beat you even harder. My queen.
You just answer.
My queen. My wife should only, even when we are walking, my wife should just hold my hand. I'm the baby.
Don't be angry when they grow up and they don't have any relationship.
It's okay. As long as they give me money, that's fine.
Wow.
You see, for me, it's not like I don't have a relationship with my father. I respect my father because of how he brought me up. I'm a better man because of my parents. If he was me, I was a cheeky student.
But do you think those with this day and age, the way we were brought up, the way we were raised, those measures can apply now?
No.
Yes.
Do you really think so?
A good example, the way ugali, you know ugali? The way we are cooking ugali now, and the way it has been, they used to cook ugali back then. Has anything changed?
Yes.
What changed?
What has changed? Are we enjoying the same ugali?
Yeah, nothing really has changed.
Nothing really has changed.
Yeah.
You're not eating the processed.
But the formula, you have to boil water, add water, make sure it's like this. But nothing has changed.
The method, okay. Well,
maybe we're not using firewood, we are using gas, but the process is still the same.
And our parents, they believe in the Bible that said, spare the rod, spoil the child.
That verse.
They believe in that verse. So right now, they taught us, we grew. So why would the verse has not been erased from the Bible?
You all are saying Africa is our way of life. Africa as a whole has not even produced. Okay, Africa has not even produced sensible people, at least logical people.
Where?
Your leaders are still corrupt. You have this one. Tell me how that flogging, that spanking has affected.
No, we have produced a lot of people.
I'll give you a
that was
perfect.
actually an ignorant statement to make, but then again,
let me ask you, or I give you one example. Your son comes to you, Charles, and tells you, Daddy, I want something.
Okay.
You say no. Then he tells you, if you don't get me that thing, I'd rather go.
Go where?
He will just disappear.
To where?
He will just go.
how old?
In this day, or he can even hang himself.
How old?
And that's why you need to have like 5 children. If 2 hang themselves, you have 3.
So that when you kill one,
No.
or one can kill.
Listen. You see, for me, I can't have 2 kids or 1 kid, because the probability of all your kids being successful. What's the probability?
When you have one,
What's even when you have 2? You see, it's a game of numbers.
all of them can succeed. Even you can have one and still.
You can have 5 and all of them are useless.
No.
It's possible to have 5 and all of them
You can have a household of useless. For me, useless.
Good point.
You know,
I'd rather have 2 useless kids than have like 10 kids. Useless 10 kids.
no, at least 3 will.
Now, if I may answer you, Matthew, on the question you asked me, my son comes to me or my kid comes to me and say, Daddy, I want this.
Yes.
And I ask, what exactly do you want?
Yeah.
He tells me what he wants. It's my money, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at it critically. I can't put my money in that which he wants.
Yeah.
But maybe he thought I have the money. Depending on the kid's age, I will sit him down if he's of age and tell him the situation of things and why I can't buy that.
Yeah.
But it still goes back to what I told you. Whatever you don't input
Yeah.
Don't expect any other thing.
But you can do it without flogging, spanking.
It is not about flogging. You don't flog it. Like me now, if my father was still alive, I go to my father, I want this. He can't spank me, he can't flog me.
Yes, he can.
He can, but he won't. But the problem is that how shameful will I be to go to him, telling him I want this?
Like me, my mother, when we're in the supermarket and you tell mom I want this, she tells you, I don't have money, Leon. You say, Mom, I want this. Leon, come my son, She just takes you to the washroom. Whatever you'll experience there, you'll come back a happy kid. When she asks you, Leon, you want chocolate? No.
I think it's funny.
For me,
I wasn't spanked, and I knew.
But look how you've turned out.
I knew that I knew what was wrong or what was right, and if I did anything wrong, my dad would speak to me. I think that was even much more impactful. My dad would call me and talk to me, and I'll start crying.
Well, it's good that you had such experience.
Yeah,
I'm happy for you. But for me, I was spanked.
My friends,
In fact,
my
the
friends
kind of
wonder
spank I
kind of
received
relationship I had with my dad.
is that kind of spank that you will do whatever thing you do, nobody will touch you, waiting for midnight. The 12 midnight, you know the door is locked.
Yeah.
Now there is like 3 different type of canes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we ask you choose one.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
So it depends on the one you choose.
I see how somebody turned. I feel like we're training away some of the other things that are responsible for how people turn out. Trust me, it was not the fact that you turned out well. You think you turned out well?
Yes, I am.
Let's assume you turned
My father is very proud.
Let's assume you turned out. Okay, you turned out well.
Okay,
But I assure you it was not because of the spanking.
Can you give
Because
us?
I know people who were spanked.
Me, it's because of the beating.
But wait, can
Trust
you
me, it
give
wasn't. There are other external
us?
factors.
Can you give us some factors that you think will make a child turn better than spanking?
Okay, in a child's development, there are different factors. There's the primary factor, the secondary factor, and all that. The primary factors are the people he meets immediately, his parents, family around him.
Yeah.
Then the secondary factor, there are external environment, school,
Yeah.
the friends you keep, your neighborhood, and everything. Those are also aspects are also very, very important.
Yeah.
My childhood friends, I know how I was influenced by them. We used to read, do all that stuff. So don't throw away the other factors. Trust me, there are kids who were spanked from morning to night,
What you're saying,
and they did not turn out well.
What you're saying is true. I'm not kind
You
of.
know that at one point. Do you know at one point your child will leave you?
Leave me to who?
We'll go to school.
Uh-huh.
We'll go to school.
But before he goes to school, I've imbibed something. He has something going.
By the time
Before he meets the external environment, he has known how to live.
By the time
he has known what to do, what is right and what is not
I still
right.
think it's not. I still think the spanking. Yes, it might go. It's important, but still, is not entirely the only thing that makes you.
Nobody says it's the only thing. We are talking about growing a child in your home.
But you are aware that you can spank a child and still that child will turn out bad.
Yes, it's true.
Okay.
There are some children that you can spank that will turn out bad,
Yeah.
and there are also some children that grew in the ghetto, and they are more than the people that grew in.
I might even need to add. Yes, I
Right
wasn't
now.
spanked, but I wasn't spoiled either.
What's that?
You understand?
you are a miracle, baby.
I wasn't spoiled either.
Me, I was terribly spanked, and honestly, it worked. The problem, or what I'm thinking about, is can it work in 2021?
Yes.
See, I was spanked in the 90s.
Listen,
At this day and age of internet,
And the kids are smarter
Kids
now.
are smarter.
Matthew,
You know, they even know their rights.
They know their rights. They have access to information.
there are some things.
That's
as
really
an,
what I'm worried about right
as
now.
an African.
Yeah.
You just need to keep implementing in your house. For example, discipline, circumcision. You can't tell me now that it's 2020, your boy
You're
will be
not going to-
circumcised. What has changed? What has changed?
Okay, if your boy or your girl do something wrong, how will you discipline that person?
I feel like
Other than spanking.
context is lost here.
Yeah.
You need to know.
think there's somebody-
It depends on what that child has done.
Someone's phone is probably on.
It depends on what that child has. It depends on what that child has
For
done.
me, a mistake is a mistake, whether small or big.
And kids will always be kids. I mean, I don't know. Some of you just want your child at the age of 6 to start acting maturely.
Yes, at the age of 6, you can open your own
Now,
business.
Are you telling me that if you do something wrong, you didn't experience that level where your father or your mother will just look at you like this, and you will know that this
That's also a form of
that this I did is wrong.
Yeah.
and you will cease from doing that.
Or your mother is washing clothes and you're doing something wrong. She takes a brush, she hits you.
Abuse.
It's not abuse. And that's how, up to now, we thank our parents for what they've done.
We can't live Western life in
Yes.
Africa.
I want you guys to know that culture is not stagnant, rather it changes.
Manuel, you need a green card.
Culture is not stagnant. Society changes, culture changes. You can't treat your kids the way your ancestors were treating their. So yeah.
What would you have done, Leon, back in the day that would have warranted a good spanking? Do you remember one or two instances?
One, having sex in my father's house.
At what age are we talking about?
From 14, 15.
You started that early.
Yes.
I thought you were in St. Andrew's story, brother.
St. Andrews, Kakamega, not the one here.
Wait, you started having sex at 14?
Yes.
Wow.
Ask Matthew, when did you start having sex?
In college.
Matthew.
No.
Listen,
In college.
Be truthful.
No, it's in college. It is me who had the sex now.
Do you know how terrible you have to be?
So,
Yeah.
you see,
Even despite the spanking.
14,
for you to have
15.
sex at the age of 14.
Surely.
It means you didn't turn up. And you were spanked.
We see the root of your
Mimi,
problem.
at least I'm being honest. You guys are not being honest here because by the age of when do you start experiencing adolescence, wet dreams? 14, 15, 16.
Yes,
I
but
said
it doesn't mean.
Listen, that's when you start even touching women. There's that level of experience sex you had after high school because of what you have learned, reproduction, what you're more experienced.
Yeah.
But there's this childish sex you had.
You had penetrative
No.
sex at 14.
I-
Penetrative sex.
Yeah,
14.
that's what I'm
I
asking.
don't remember, but I
Okay.
remember that's the first time.
I hope so. I hope you didn't.
So you see, for us, there's some things you can never do in your father's house.
Leon, that was illegal.
It's okay, but
That-
we're still
that-
here.
that-
There's
that-
nothing illegal about that.
That was illegal, Leon, and you know it could be the source of your problems and
What's
the
the
way
source
you
of
and the way you've the man you've turned out to be. How can you start having sex at 14? Surely.
I used to say in the
you
village,
didn't play soccer. You didn't go out with your peers. You didn't ride
you
bicycle.
have sex after soccer.
14 was sex. That was what.
No, it
that
was
was
sex. You see, my first girlfriend,
Yeah.
I started kissing maybe in class 3 when I was 8. That's when I started kissing. 8,
And you turned out right.
No, the man is not okay.
I don't think this
I
spanking.
can tell you.
I don't think this spanking.
Okay, so
He's
if you-
not okay up to now.
Okay, if your son tells you, if you hear your son is having sex at the age of 15, what will you tell him?
Really, lots of guidance and counseling, and it might warrant a good spanking.
No, you just tell your son to use protection.
when
That's
you
it.
beat him, when you spank him, you know what will happen. He won't tell you again.
Yeah.
No, I'll find out though. Because at the age of 14, he doesn't have a house, he doesn't do nothing. It's dependent on me.
So you never touched the house girl when you're growing up?
Me? No.
Can we not
No.
talk about touching?
No, I never.
You know this man is
Did you?
lying.
Did you?
This man is lying.
No, I'm not lying. But I had sex first in college.
Stop lying. You're not kids. If you don't want to talk about the topic,
Why do you want to force me to have sex at the age of 14?
Because I know you. I know you.
No. And Leon, honestly, that is actually why you've turned out to be the man you've turned
Okay,
out.
what kind of man have I turned out to?
Leon, you know yourself. You're not a good man.
I'm a responsible man. I take care of my things, but I'm real. Charles can tell us when did you? At what age did you sleep with a woman?
If I tell you won't
40.
believe it. Was 25 and it was in university. It was my first.
How was it?
Of course, disappointing.
And the whole thing is I don't know how to describe it. That's all.
It was shambolic.
What do you want to hear? What do you want to hear? But that's the truth.
I'm trying to imagine because I'm sure the girl wasn't new to
No,
it.
she wasn't.
What was your excuse?
Excuse us, in?
I imagine that sex was terrible. So
No.
As it should be.
it wasn't terrible.
Terrible in what way?
I mean, I don't want to paint. I don't want to have that
Wait,
image of you
how-
having sex.
how-
No, I
how-
don't-
wait.
I don't have. But
How do you, wait, Emmanuel, how
Yeah.
do you measure, how good sex is? Do you have like a gauge or a meter or whatever? Because you tried to imagine Charles having sex at 25
No,
and it was terrible.
your first time.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us here, our first time wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Right now, the only way you can measure it is through feedback.
And some of them,
Feedback,
just not to hurt your
You
ego.
just wait.
And they lie.
You just wait and you wait for that SMS.
Like I said the last time.
If you don't receive that SMS, just know you're terrible.
Leo, if you have to ask for feedback, you did a terrible job.
No, it's not me who's asking for feedback. I'm waiting for feedback. Because if it was that good, she would tell you, Matthew,
Thank you.
thank you. That was a good one. But she just goes quiet. Aye.
And she's staring at you like,
Yeah. And you invite her the next time, she's like dodging. Just know you did a good job. That's only you only have one bullet to kill.
Yeah.
One
Bullet to kill.
one bullet. This is not a machine gun. Only one bullet.
I want to ask a question. Are we going to deny that we don't even know when we have done a bad job?
Sometimes you know, but you see, sometimes you might think that a woman is satisfied, yet she's not satisfied.
But women also, I feel that women sometimes cover up for us. They'll try to show you that because of your masculinity, they will try to show you that you're doing a good job, you're doing the right thing, when in the real sense, if you really soul search yourself, you've done nothing.
If you were honest,
If really
I'm
you
actually very
go
honest.
and
I'm
sit
very
and
honest.
be honest.
I know you're speaking out of experience, and we respect that.
see, the goal is not just set a high expectation for yourself. Just don't set.
You see, what men do is that by the time you are even meeting with a woman, you have given her a lot of promises on text. That I'll do this, I'll do this. You see, so her expectations, she's expecting a swimming pool, and you end up delivering a bathtub. You see,
Or even a bucket.
You deliver the bucket.
so you just have to remain silent.
A cup.
Just don't tell her anything. Just I'll kiss you on the neck. I'll do what? No.
So you put the bar low. Very low.
Set your bar. Even you don't even have a bar. Then after that, she will rate you, because women, they always rate it.
I wish you can pan the camera to Charles' face. Look at Charles' face.
What am I saying? I'm not saying. I'm just listening.
Charles is actually looking at him.
I'm listening. I'm listening, trying to understand what you people are saying.
Sex is not complicated. What's the weird reason you have given to a woman for being terrible at sex rather?
Say what now?
What's the excuse you gave to a woman?
The worst excuse.
Funny excuse you gave to a woman
When I knew I did a terrible job.
Both of you knew. Was a mutual understanding. Like you knew you did a bad job.
For me, I'll say I'm always asthmatic.
The drink.
By the way, for real, I'm always asthmatic. When I'm not performing, that's one of the cards I play. You know? And that's one. Then two is that I was once involved in an accident, so I have a problem with my waist.
Wow.
Yes. I think a drink usually takes the blame.
Which drink? Water.
No,
Alcohol.
alcohol, of course. It takes the blame.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Anything else? Any other excuse I've ever given?
Yeah.
You're hungry. Hunger.
What else have I given? That is funny and weird. I'm just trying to think. What have I ever said? I just probably said I was thinking about. My mind was just not.
Baby, you know I have a lot of.
Or probably business or something.
You tell her, you
I
know.
was told the girl that I was.
I have a lot
I was
of
on
lungs.
high blood pressure meds. I'm serious, man. I'm like, my heart rate has been. Sorry.
But really, Emmanuel, you're a very healthy person.
Well, I had to sacrifice.
But
that.
what happened to the promises? Did you, because you had promised that you're going to deliver?
Like
did
I
you
said-
develop high blood pressure all of a sudden? Or how stupid that girl was?
Like I said, there's some sex you just have. You just know. You don't even need any feedback. You just both of you are just sitting there and you're like, the silence.
No, Leon could be sitting like that waiting for feedback.
Who?
Him.
From who?
Wait, have you ever given a weird or mischievous or the most stupid, what you can consider the most stupid excuse ever for not performing.
Only excuse I give is my mind is not here.
I think most women will be offended by that statement. I mean, am I not beautiful
No.
enough? Am I not?
No, she'll ask
sweet
you,
enough?
why is your mind not here?
Yeah.
You know, as a man, you have to be very bright. You say,
We ask such
there's
questions,
this, this loan, my things are not working, loans financially.
Yeah.
So just give us very good reasons, because if you tell her your mind is not here, it's another problem. But you just have to justify why is your mind not
And
there.
that's what I'm telling you now. You can talk about your business.
Your business is not working.
crumbling,
My shops
and
have been closed.
Everything is
Okay,
not
I feel
going
like we need to even define what bad sex is. Is it ejaculating really fast, or you were not hard enough, you couldn't get your thing to get up?
Yeah.
So I feel like we need to define. It depend. That would depend on the kind of excuse.
For me,
I don't consider ejaculating so first as a not performing.
That's what.
I mean, you're not having sex with yourself. The person that will find it of.
No, I will not judge myself that it was a bad thing, because after you've done that, you have round 2 and round 3 to prove yourself.
When you don't work.
Why will you be going to rank 3, rank 4?
I mean,
Are you joking?
How many
What's
do
wrong
you
with
go?
you? You do one.
How many
That's
do you
how
go?
rich people do it. You just do one and it's done.
You keep
Come on.
tormenting somebody's
Yeah,
child.
daughter.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
No,
That's-
you can't go like one round and you.
You see, for me, I'll say,
No.
I think a longer round 1 is better.
yeah. This man,
than 5 rounds and stuff.
when you lost your job. For me, if you're not, if we can't kiss, it's
Yeah.
bad sex. Stop looking at my lips. But
Idiot, you have the ugliest
but
lips ever.
if we can't do that,
Yeah.
because for me it's all about the foreplay.
Yeah.
Nice
Because-
adverts.
Because that's what determines how good it will be.
Yeah.
Like how much time are we spending and what are we doing before we go to the main? It's like before you go to the main meal, what are you having before you get there?
I think good sex to me is the response, the sexual response I get from the other person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, true.
No, it's not those theatrics.
She doesn't even need to mourn.
She doesn't even
You
need
know.
to mourn.
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
From the
If you're
other
not
end.
yeah, you know. Wow.
Me, I feel the response I get from the other end.
What response? Tell us the response. Like,
No, I mean, a woman would naturally react. She'll become maybe wet.
Yeah.
She will be expressive. Some of them are very expressive. For real.
Yeah.
She would be expressive. She would, sometimes they say,
what do they say?
however much saying really never justifies anything. But sometimes they say, so the reaction I get from the other end to me really justifies how the sex is good, because it's not about the ejaculation and whatever.
Me, the feedback I'll get from her.
Feedback can be lies, yo.
It's
She
better
can
you
lie.
lie.
No, I mean, I think
No, but she cannot lie. She can tell you lies, but she cannot fake.
For me, okay,
For instance,
the next appointment.
getting wet.
it
The
doesn't
next
mean-
appointment.
It doesn't-
probably,
She might come for-
She might come back.
Yeah, if she comes back, I'm fairly
No,
good.
but
The
she
fact that she came back doesn't
she can
mean,
come.
It doesn't mean you did a very good
Yeah.
job.
But it means she has considered me from all her options.
No, but she might come back. No, Leon, she might come back because of many reasons. One would be she might come back because maybe you gave her money, or maybe she likes you, just the attention or whatever. Women have lots of things.
Yeah. She might be willing to give you another chance.
But really, it could not be about the sex. I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I believe in the reaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Life.
live reaction, and also the body language speaks a lot.
Yeah.
For example, there are some women you might meet, they won't even get wet.
Yeah.
You're suffering to put this thing and it's not working.
Yeah.
Until maybe one or two things will make them get into that. And also the mood also matters. Because there might be a mood you will be right now, and when you're with this lady, you are just trying your best. Her own mood is 100% different from yours. So the reaction is not there. There is no chemistry. There's no intimacy. So what is it?
I also wanted to ask, how have you ever been with? Now let's reverse the roles. a girl who's so bad. How do you define a girl who's so bad in bed?
There's no woman who's bad in bed.
Really? Like,
Yes.
you could be having expectations, but when she comes and she does her thing.
Rule number one: lower expectations. That's the only way.
That's the thing. I can't
Lower.
It's difficult to lower your expectations.
It's very difficult.
Very difficult.
These things sometimes are an investment, bro.
For me, like, there's-
Why would you lower your why would you lower your
you see,
expectations?
you might think the woman
And-
is bad in bed, and she thinks you're bad in bed.
Wait, I feel like we need to define what's bad for women.
Yeah.
Let's address the elephant.
we need
Me,
a woman. We need a woman here. She'll tell,
of course.
directly from the horse's mouth.
Of course, on episode 2, we're gonna be having we'll try to have a female voice to kind of put us into perspective. But then
Our point of view.
I don't. If you're not flexible, or if you can move, or if you're just sleeping, you're not making expressions.
I'm fine with you.
It's
Lie
all-
like it. I'm
Are
okay.
you, are you,
I'm okay
are you in
with
the
it.
Olympics?
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
No, sex, sex is like an act.
Yeah, but
You have to do things. You just don't go there sleeping, or
I'm actually fine with sleeping.
it's overrated.
you should just sleep like that. That's
What-
okay.
What I want is just I didn't want to say this before, but what what I want to say, it's juicy. You get
No, we don't get this.
We get.
We don't.
you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What exactly?
You really want me to spell it out?
But you know, we'll never exhaust this topic.
No, of course, we will do it in episode 2.
Yeah.
But I really want to know, how would you tell a woman is bad? I just want to know. We have like 15 minutes.
All women are good.
No, come on, man.
For me, I've never had that kind of experience.
What you mean, bro?
Eh?
How would you feel like having sex with someone and she's extremely silent? It's like she's dead. That's still good?
It's still good.
Come on, yo. Charles.
I don't have anything to say about
Yeah.
that because for me,
Why? Okay, let me rephrase the question. What would make you want a woman? What would make you want her to come back again?
I can answer that.
Yeah.
Connection. The connection we have.
Yeah.
Because you see, after sex, there's that connection that will lead to discussions.
Yeah.
There's that, like, you need to have someone that, even after sex, you guys are still talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's that connection before and after.
Yeah.
You might be very good in bed, but there's no connection.
There's no connection.
After sex, you're like,
Yeah.
let's go home.
Yeah.
But there's this woman.
Or rather, let's sleep.
Yeah, this woman, you have a very good connection with her. Even after or before sex, you guys can still cook, can still watch movies, and there's still stories. So for me, I'll say the connection I have with the woman.
For the first time, let's give a round of applause for Leon. He has given
Was that the question you were trying to ask?
a good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How would you the question was, what would make you want her to come again?
Okay. And like you said, connection. Yeah.
Connection.
Yeah, the connection. Like you said it all. The connection.
Great, good stuff. We've had really interesting conversations today. We're
We're coming to the end.
coming to the end, of course, but I'm trying to Ben. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we've had really interesting conversations from different topics up to this point. I feel like if we do this often, it's going to be interesting. We're going to learn and create more conversations, exchange more thought, and probably educate people out there. I don't know. How do you feel about it, Charles?
I feel better today
Yeah.
more than the other day.
Yeah.
And it's a very good thing, in our consequent discussions and recording, I think we are going to be able to educate more people.
Yeah.
Since you are going to put in some educative topics, and also I like the way we ended this with talking about reality.
Yeah.
You understand? So because some people don't like talking about it,
Yeah.
but it's just a reality. So for me, I think we are making progress.
Yeah, and it can get better. It can only get better from now.
Yeah, it's on. You have anything to say, or you close the show for us?
Okay. So for me, it has been a good 1.5.
What is this hairstyle? Is this like a hairstyle? Is it like the new thing?
You have to go to Jamaica and come back. Then you understand.